There's been a remarkable lack of curiosity on the origin of this virus. Over 5 million people have died worldwide. We have not had one hearing on gain-of-function research, whether there needs to be more regulation of this. Under President Obama, it was stopped for 3 years, supposedly. We think that it wasn't entirely stopped, and people evaded those rules. We think people have broken the rules. We think people have dissembled on this, and not one hearing on gain-of-function, and not one hearing on the origin of this virus. So I think there's a remarkable lack of curiosity approaching what some might think is a cover-up for people within the NIH who are funding this research in Wuhan. So we need daylight, we need information, and I think it's really disingenuous for people to say, oh, this is going to happen at some later date. It hasn't happened. We're 2 years into a pandemic where 5 million people died, and nobody seems to care, at least at the official committee level, about the origins of the virus.
U.S. government and the American people cannot adequately prevent or protect themselves from future pandemics without full transparency and accessibility to information regarding the origins of COVID-19. This markup and hearings held by this committee and others during the pandemic have focused on lessons learned and strategies to prevent our country from facing another pandemic. However, we cannot implement effective policies to prevent future pandemics or address this current pandemic without first knowing how it originated. This amendment, adapted from Senator Hawley's COVID-19 Origins Act of 2021, which passed the Senate, would require the Secretary of HHS to make public all information related to links between the Wuhan Institute of Virology and the origin of COVID-19. American people deserve to know the truth about where it came from.
This amendment was offered by Senator Hawley and referred to the Intelligence Committee. As every member of this committee knows, I've never denied, when I was chair, never denied any member to come in to seek review of classified information. There's a difference between that and mandating that the DNI release classified information publicly. In some cases, it reveals how we came across that information. In other cases, it puts in jeopardy individuals and their lives that may be a part of that collection of that information. I just urge my colleagues, I'm going to vote against this. Senator Murray and I are looking at ways that we can address concerns, but please let the Committee of Jurisdiction decide how they work through declassification of any classified information with the DNI and the appropriate individuals in charge.
I find myself to be really torn on this amendment. I believe the administration has not been forthcoming with what it has found out in connection with the lab in China. From what I have read of non-classified documents, the most likely explanation is an accidental release from this lab, and I think the American people deserve to know that. On the other hand, I am very concerned about infringing on the jurisdiction of the Intelligence Committee, and I'm concerned that this amendment is written in a way that it could force the disclosure of classified information as well as information that is unclassified. So I think the senator has identified a very legitimate issue and an issue that the American people deserve to know the answer to, and but I am concerned about whether it requires the release of classified information.